Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Well, it is right about, it's like 5 o'clock. Almost like right, it's like 4:56 when I was sitting in front of the computer. So it's between then and 5 o'clock right now. And it's kind of chilly today in Indianapolis. It's chillier than it has been. And I've been sitting out here filming some videos. Again, I woke up and I said, I am not filming any videos today. Whenever I pause like that, I always think that's going to be my thumbnail, but I don't know if it will or not. Listen, Linda. Listen up. That should be my thumbnail. But I always say that I'm not going to film any videos. In fact, I was like watching these shows. We watched so many shows last night. I watched so many shows last night. I got caught up on so much reality show. So many reality show. I can't even speak. I'm lighting some candles. I got caught up on so many shows last night, and we got caught up on so many shows last night. And I went to bed super, super late. So I was down to, I have like one trazodone left, and I called in my prescription, and Alex went and picked it up for me today, which was really, really nice. And he had a meeting, and so he went to the meeting, and then he picked it up. And yeah, and so now I have that. I feel like it's working a little bit more, the more consistently. Oh, my woodwick candle went out. I feel like the more I've taken it, I feel like it works a little bit more. The sleepy time tea, I love the taste of the sleepy time tea alone, but I still had a hard time falling asleep last night. It's just, why is this candle not wanting to burn? I don't understand. Uh-oh. No, I knocked a lot of it off. I'm still having a hard time falling asleep. Like, it took me an hour to fall asleep last night, and I tossed and turned a little bit. But it's nothing like it was before. I think consistently taking the trazodone has helped. Also, I want to give an update on the medicine, the lisinopril, since I talked about that over here. So, I talked about how somebody had reached out to me and said, they emailed me, it was a very nice email, and they said that they had a cough, a dry cough, and like an itchy throat as a result to lisinopril. I also looked up other side effects, and there's a lot of other side effects of it as well, as like drainage, like sinus drainage, which I've had it's always when I lay down and sleep at night, that's the worst, and that's also when my throat, like my cough comes out a lot at night and stuff. What was interesting was when I talked about it on my video and I said that I had reached out to my doctor, they were closed on Wednesday, and I didn't hear from them yesterday. Here's an Amazon truck. I have a feeling this is for me. Just as I get started, an Amazon truck comes up here. I feel like I'm like kind of like non-stop Amazon deliveries, because I've been like ordering stuff for people for Christmas. I'm getting real early on the Christmas orders. Ordering stuff for Christmas, ordering stuff from around the house. As I clean, like I'm getting new stuff, you know. Which, by the way, before I get into this lisinopril thing, I want to say, you guys know I love the candles. I just lit all those candles, right? And I'm always looking, like, for the best candle. And I think you guys know, I've talked about them enough, that I love these, like, metal candles from Trader Joe's. I also got some from Sullivan's, but they were so much more expensive than these. So I bought these candles on Amazon. I didn't really know what to think about them at all. And I did... So last night, so I got them yesterday, and I showed them in my Peter Does Stuff video, my Amazon haul, and they're called Santa's Naturals. I did a full review of them over on my review channel today. You guys, I so swear by these candles. I got a trio of them, which was 3 different scents, and so last night we were watching reality shows. I'm like really, I was talking about this on my review video, but I'll talk about it over here too. I'm like, because I was just talking to Caroline about it the other day, like, as I clean and I find this stuff that, like, I bought and never used, I'm either giving it away to people that I think they would like it, I'm either donating the stuff, or I'm using it. My mom, years ago, because I know it probably seems like I'm, like, buying all this kind of stuff, but, like, I don't fit into a lot of cute clothes, so I have been buying clothes. And to go with those clothes, I wanted to buy some new shoes and coats and things like that. My coats, literally from last year, you guys, are, like, super baggy on me. And from the year before, I mean, they're, like, they don't even fit. They're so baggy. So I had to buy some new stuff this year, you know? But anyway, when my mom was alive, I've shared this story, I think, lots of times on here before, but she bought this set of, like, Halston sheets. She got them on sale, I think. This Halston sheets, bedspread, comforter, blanket, the whole thing. The only thing we have left of it is the blanket, because, oh, I kicked the table. My mom, she would always say, like, I'm saving this for, like, when I, like, something special, like, when I'm older or whatever. She saved it forever. Like, in the package, brand new, this Halston set, right? And she was so excited about it because it was super expensive when she saw it, and she got it marked down and all this kind of stuff. Well, she passed away and she never used it. And Alex and I ended up using the sheet set and stuff like that. It was beautiful. It was yellow and white. It was beautiful. Beautiful comforter. We still have the blanket. The dogs have always loved the blanket. It's very soft and kind of like fuzzy, like not like a fleece blanket. I'll show you sometime. It's very soft. And Pee-Pee used to love this blanket. And I always think about that with my mom. Like, my mom would buy things and she would save them for later. She'd say, like, I'm going to use this for later, and, like, when a special occasion comes up. And then, like, when she passed away and I was going through her stuff, I found so much stuff that she was saving for later. And so just recently, in cleaning stuff out and finding a lot of the stuff that I've been saving for later, or stuff that didn't fit me before, things that I was like, I'm going to use next summer or whatever, I was like, I'm going to start using this stuff now, which is why I started using all these candles and stuff like that, right? So I've been going through candles like crazy. Well, at night when we're watching shows, not just outside do I burn them, but also inside, like when we're watching shows. I didn't do this for a long time, but like I go in and out of the kitchen. Alex goes in and out of the kitchen while we're watching our shows. We keep the whole house dark, like all the lights are off when we're watching our TV. So from time to time, I'll light, we have all these, you know, candles in the kitchen. I'll light like one of those candles, but not very often. And I'm like, why am I not lighting these candles? Like, it's so cozy to walk in the kitchen while you're watching a show, make a cup of coffee, or have a Diet Coke by candlelight. I know it sounds corny, but these are the things that make me happy, right? So last night, I had this trio of candles of these different scents that I had bought, and I was like, I'm going to burn one of these candles, you know, and see if I really like it. And so I got in a comment on one of my videos when somebody said, oh, there goes the Amazon truck, this is not for me. They said, I love when Peter does candle reviews and tells us what candles to buy. And they were like, I always buy candles that Peter tells us to buy, which I think is cute, right? So I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. I don't by any means think I'm a candle expert. I just know what I like. You know, I think I said that exact same thing in my review video, actually. But, so yeah, so I was like, so I lit this candle last night. Oh my God, it smelled so good. And I just really didn't expect much from it, because most of the candles, like the only candle that have been really impressed with through the years, Bath & Body Works candles are okay, you know, like I like them, they're great, but they're not, they're great-ish, but they're not the most amazing thing in the entire world. The only candle that I've ever completely, and I got it at Anthropology, and I've shown it in videos before, the only candle, because I always have it like on the side table when I film inside, it's still there, we rarely ever burn it. The only candle I've ever been like completely wowed by is that Capri Blue candle. And it just, the smell of it reminds me of like some hotel that we stayed at, like the Cosmo or, I don't know, Unico or something. It reminds me of some hotel that we've stayed at before. And I just love the smell of that candle. It just smells so like spa-ish, and it's a huge candle. It's like, when I got it probably 10 years ago, it was like $30, you know, and I bought one for Alex. I bought one for Caroline for Christmas a couple years ago and stuff. So I got online and I was looking at these candles. Well, you can watch the review, the video. I like told the whole story over there. But I swear by these candles, you guys. I swear by them. And they burn very slow. And like literally, like I walked inside from taking Boo Radley out. Like I could already smell that they were like filling. It's not like overwhelming, like horrible. It's not like, do you guys know what I mean by when I say like cheap candle smell? Like, people always tell me, like, you can get candles at such and such place for, like, a really good price, like, you know, like $2. And I'm like, yeah, and I burnt some of those candles, and no offense, but sometimes they kind of smell like they're not good. It's like cheap body spray, you know what I mean? Sometimes they're good, sometimes they aren't. It just depends, right? And so, when I came back inside from taking Boo Radley out last night, I was like, oh my God, this entire house is just, like, it smells like Christmas morning. It's, like, amazing, you know? It smells like a cabin in the woods on Christmas. So I did a whole review of that today. How did I even get to that? Oh, that was that. The lisinopril. I just wanted to share about the candles, because y'all know I love candles so much. So the lisinopril, well, before I even get into this, Alex is getting ready to leave. He said he had to leave between 5:15 and 5:30. He has another meeting he has to go to. So he's getting ready to go to this meeting, and then he asked me if I wanted to go to dinner tonight. He's like, do you want to go to a movie afterwards? Do you want to watch a movie at home? I really want to watch Murder in Venice. It's another one of those Hercule Poirot movies. I grew up loving the Agatha Christie movies. Like, the original Murder on the Orient Express, Death on the Nile with Mia Farrow. I love that movie. What was my favorite, though? Oh, shoot. The one that takes place in the hotel. It's off that little bay. why can't I think of what that movie is? It was between that one and Death on the Nile and Evil Under the Sun. Oh my god, I loved that so much. I love those movies with Peter Ustinov when he played Hercule Poirot. So anyway, when we watched Murder on the Orient Express, I loved it. I think there's like 3 of them out now of the Hercule Poirot movies. So anyway, I really want to see that Murder in Venice. Well, it's on HBO Max right now. And I also really want to see Five Nights at Freddy's, and everybody's been telling us that we need to see it. So I said, why don't we can we just like go out to dinner somewhere casual tonight? Because I knew he was wanting to like get all dressed up and whatever. I was like, I cannot do that tonight. I would love to go out to dinner and watch a movie with you, but I'm like low-key in it a little bit. I haven't felt great this week. I've just kind of felt worn down, which is why I keep wanting to take a day off. It's so funny because Mel on her Instagram last night, I meant to text her, but it was like way too late and I didn't want to wake her up. So you guys keep on walking. You got that cat in that thing?
Yes.
Oh my god.
He likes it.
Does he get treats when he gets home?
He doesn't eat other. No.
He, it's treat enough. I love that so much. My neighbor that I've been friends with for years, even before she moved in here, she's got this cat. She walks this cat in this baby stroller. It's like a cat stroller. You guys know what I'm talking about. It has like a zipped up screen. So, but you can just like, the cat just like sitting there, like looking around as they're pushing it down the street. I live for it. Oh my God, I love my neighborhood. Okay, so, and Alex was like, babe, I wasn't wanting to go out someplace fancy for dinner. He's like, I just want to go out to dinner tonight and we can watch a movie in the movie theater. We can watch it at home. I don't care. I just want to have a relaxing evening with you. And I was like, okay, good. So he was like, where do you want to go to eat? And I was like, I don't care, you pick. Okay, you got to be careful this in marriage, okay? If you married folk and coupled up folk out there are laughing because you know this is the truth, right? So I go, well, where do you want to go? And he goes, I don't care. Well, I was like really craving Mexican food. I don't know why, but I was like really craving like a bean burrito with a bunch of cheese spread all over it, you know, and like some queso with like chips and stuff. And I go, and there's this place that we love. It's called Red Habanero. I think it's like a chain restaurant. Melissa introduced us to it actually, and I love it. And I said, well, what do you think about Mexican? And he goes, no, not Mexican. This is where, like, this could be like the beginning of a fight for, we don't do this anymore. But I go, okay, well, what are you thinking? And he goes, what about like Cheesecake Factory? And I was like, well, we can do Cheesecake Factory. I go, I just don't want to wait. I mean, I love Cheesecake Factory. We haven't been there in forever. I said, I just don't want to wait 2 hours to like get seated because it's like, takes so long to get seated at Cheesecake Factory. Cheesecake Factory is 5 minutes from us. So if we go to Cheesecake Factory and they don't have anything, then we'll probably either go to Puccini's, which is real close to us, Maggiano's, which will be packed, or because it's Friday night, or Brew Burger, and I like all of those. So that's fine. We'll figure out something to do. And then we're going to come back here. I said, can we stop? Because we used to stop at Walmart back in the day. This is when we had no money. And we would like get fast food or go to Applebee's. And then we would go to Walmart and buy DVDs. And I was like, can we go, please? And I want to get one of those tubs of popcorn that you make in the microwave. That's like butter movie popcorn. I'm going to get one of those for tonight. And then some treats at the Walmart. Because I haven't been to that Walmart in a long time either. The Walmart right up the street from us. So I'm like, can we go over there? And he's like, yeah, babe. He was like, he got so excited that I was so excited about that. But anyway, so he's got this meeting and then he's coming home. He said he'll be home about 8 o'clock. So we're going to go to dinner after that. So I'm real excited. That'll be fun. Little evening for us. And then he has 2 things he's doing tomorrow night. He has this thing during the day and then this thing tomorrow night. And he asked me if I wanted to go, but I don't think I want to go. It's kind of like a real, like not really like a drunk drinking thing, but it's going to be like a drinking thing and a lot of sitting around and having cocktails and stuff like that. So I don't know. I might change my mind at the last minute. Depends. If I we've got something that we're going to next week that I'm really excited about, that Alex got invited to, and I'm really, really excited about it. And then he was like, well, ask Caroline if you want to go. And then the next thing I knew, I was texting Caroline, and he was talking to her on the phone, inviting her. So Caroline's going to go with us. And I think she's going to bring a friend. So I'm really excited about that. I asked Tanya if she wanted to go too. People were asking in the comment section, they said, you never talk about, or I think maybe one person asked about it. They said, you never talk about Tanya anymore. Do you not see her? So the situation with Tanya is this. Tanya and I are as close as we ever were. Tanya is still my best friend of the entire world. Tanya has a lot of stuff going on in her life, other than just running a kennel full-time and things like that. You know, when she is working in the summer, she hires a lot of extra people in the summer, you know, like kids off from college and things like that. In the fall and the winter, she has to like hire new people, and so it's been hard for her to find new people that, you know, she really likes and that are part of the team and things like that. So Tanya is literally working like 12 plus hours a day at the kennel and things like that. They've been like really, really packed full. And so that, and she's had a lot of stuff going on in her personal life, you know? And the other thing is this, is that, and this is hard for both Tanya and I, you know, like, and I made a commitment to Tanya the other night. I said, I'm going to start jumping in an Uber at least once a week and coming over there and we're just going to hang out. Tanya can't see real well at night to drive. To drive to like Meijer or to the gas station is one thing. It's a lot for her to even drive me home from a meeting. Sometimes she'll have her husband Eric take me home because she can't see that well at night. And so for her to come over here and pick me up and come take me back to her house just to watch TV and stuff like that is a lot. So I told her, I said, I'm making a commitment. I'm going to come over there once a week and we'll just hang out, watch TV, go get a fountain pop, go to Meijer, and then, you know, whatever. And she goes, well, I'll take you home if you can come over here in an Uber. And I said, you don't even have to do that. I can take an Uber home, Tanya. It's not that big. She lives 15 minutes from me, right? The thing is that we both really miss, you know, I would go over there 3, 4, 5 times a week and just pick her up when our husbands went to sleep and we, you know, drive around and whatever. That's not our friendship anymore. That's not the condition of our friendship. Tanya doesn't like to drive at night. I was the one that was driving, you know, and she can't see very well, and so that piece of our friendship is gone. We both miss it. So we talk on the phone every single night for probably, I don't know, an hour or two. It's like our drives, you know, and we laugh and we cry and stuff like that. She's just as much a part of my life today as she ever has been, and always will be, I hope, you know. She's my heartstone. I love her to death. She's my best friend in the entire world that I never ever expected would come into my life. You know, the condition of our friendship has changed a lot, that I can't just jump in a car and drive over to her house in 5 minutes, you know. And but we're trying to navigate that and figure that out and figure out what our life is going to look like in the future. It's hard, you know. And like I said, she's got a lot of personal things going on that aren't mine to share on video, and so at the end of the day, the last thing that she wants to do is go out to dinner or something like that, you know. And Tuesday nights have been real tough for her to be going to meetings. And so she's been going to some noon meetings and asked me if I wanted to go here and there and whatever. And I'm like, well, sometimes a girl, like, she'll text me at like 10 and be like, do you want to go to a meeting? I ain't up till 1, you know. So we're going to start working on like her letting me know the day before she's going to go, and then I'll Uber over there and go with her, and then we'll go out to lunch afterwards or something like that. We're just trying to navigate our friendship right now. It's really hard, you know, but no, nothing's different or wrong with Tanya and I. We're just trying to figure out, you know, for 10, 15 years, it was work and meetings and me drive over to Tanya's house, you know? So yeah, it's hard, and I miss her greatly, and she misses me too, and that's a lot of what we talk about sometimes on the phone, is like, it's different today. But different isn't bad. It's just trying to figure out things that are new, you know? So, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't, like, Valerie just texted me before I came out here, because she was asking me, I said, you remind me, I told her this, she reminded me so much of somebody on The Golden Bachelor, and I don't think she watched The Golden Bachelor before. She must have just caught up on it, because she texted me and she said, who did you think I remind? And it's funny because it was just on last night. It was like all the women talk or whatever. It was a good episode. I was crying. I cried at the end of Big Brother last night, and I cried at the end of, well, it wasn't the end. I guess there's 2 more episodes of The Golden Bachelor. Next week, it's with him in the final 2 in Costa Rica, and then the finale is the week after that on November 30th week. I was crying so hard on that show last night, listening to those women tell their stories. But anyway, Valerie was like, who do I remind you on that show? And I said, and it was funny because we just watched the Kardashians, and Kris Jenner actually sent a message to this person, and I said, Susan, and you like physically look like her, except for that Valerie has like blonde or light brown hair, and Susan has really dark hair, but they're built very similar, and they are like same kind of humor and things like that. And I was like, you remind me so much of Susan. And she was like, oh my God. She texted me back, OMG. So, you know, but like Valerie lives hours away. We still talk and stuff like that, but I don't, you know, get to see her. And so my circle has gotten kind of small. I think it's time for me to start, you know, getting in Ubers and going to Tanya's, and, you know, Caroline's asking me to go out to dinner and do things with her friends and stuff like that, and do that. And, you know, I don't know, I also, like, am very comfortable and in the stage of my life where I just love, like, sitting at home. I don't, you know, I was talking to my therapist about this yesterday. even since my early 20s, I've never really been that person that even if I was invited to do things like 3 times a week, that I would want to do them. Like, one dinner a week is a lot for me. Other than that, like, you know, the one criticism that people give us for our marriage is that, like, oh, Alex goes and does all this kind of stuff. Do y'all not have your own rules instead of limits? Hey, babe, see you in a little bit. Do y'all not have your own rules and stuff that you do for your marriage that works for you? You know, it works for us. I think it's always interesting that people want to come for a marriage that we've been together for 12 plus years, okay? We've shared extensively all the hardships that we've gone through, how we've gone to marriage counseling. We're still together. We've been together 15 years. We've been married 12 years, over that now, right? And that's not good enough. People still want to, you know, say, well, Peter and Alex never do anything together. Well, it apparently is working for us, you know? But the thing is, like, my friends, like Tanya and Caroline does a lot. Like, Caroline is just as social as Alex is. But, I mean, she goes on these, you know, dinner appointments, she calls them now, you know, girlfriends, and her husband stays at home. She loves her husband. She adores her husband. He don't ever want to go out to dinner, trust. He loves to cook dinner every single night. Caroline goes out to dinner with her girlfriends a good 4 to 5 times a week. She goes more than Alex does. Her husband are more in love now, and they've been together. So they got married 6 months after I got sober. So 28 years, I've been married 28 years. They're doing fantastically. So I think it's interesting when people want to say stuff like that. You know, it's like, I don't know, it's whatever. But like my friend, like Tanya's always like, I don't know how Alex keeps up with it. Like, he works all day long and then he goes out and he has like 5-6 hour dinners. I'm like, no, I don't want that. Like, I love you, Tanya, but I don't want to sit and talk to you for 6 hours. I grow bored of you, you know? But I'm glad that he has fun doing that stuff. But that doesn't mean that I always have to go there, you know? And Alex and I are we are in such a comfortable place that I'll say, you know, he'll say to me, do you want to go to this thing? I'll be like, no, I'm good, or whatever. Like the other night he asked me about this thing next week and I was like, absolutely, I want to go to that, you know? So, yeah. Like, I'm excited about tonight, about just like this little cute little date and then getting some treats and putting our jammies on and sitting around the house with Boo Radley watching TV and lighting some of this Christmas candles. It'll be fun, you know? And then tomorrow I'm going to catch up on my shows and watch my shows and stuff. But this is where I'm at with the movies. Like, if we're not going to watch the movies together, I'm going to watch them because I want to see these movies. And I even made a list of the movies that I want to see because I'm afraid that I'll forget. And then a year from now I'll be like, oh, I wanted to see that movie and it was for free on Max. Now I got to buy it or stream it somewhere else, you know? Max puts up these movies for like a month that are in like the theaters, and then it takes it down, and then you got to go pay to see it. I love that they give you, like, Peacock does kind of a similar thing sometimes too. So, okay, the lisinopril, I keep on wanting to get back to that. So, the lisinopril, I called my doctor and I left a message, and they were out on Wednesday, and then they didn't call me back yesterday because I feel like they were just like catching up on stuff or whatever. And it wasn't like, you know, an emergency or anything. It is starting to get really cold out here. By the way, I just want to say this, obviously not sponsored, but I bought a lot of coats this winter. I bought a North Face coat. I bought that Cotopaxi coat. I love that Cotopaxi coat. It's so cute. It doesn't really keep you that warm, I'll be honest with you. Maybe the all fleece ones do. I don't know, but that one that has the panels on it, it's so cute, but it's not the warmest coat in the world. I bought that UGG coat. That UGG coat is too much. It's too big. I think I might wear it to this thing that we're going to this week, just because it's like too much, and I kind of like that. But out of all the coats that I purchased, and this one wasn't even brand new. This one was from like a year or two ago. I bought it, and I had it in my basement. I think I bought it at Macy's on sale because I love this brand, Vermont. Like, I have a friend of mine that always wears these coats. This coat is so warm, you guys. I love it so much. The only thing is, I wish that, I like that the color, you know, that it's like blue and cream. The only thing is I'm always super conscious that I'm going to pour like coffee or something on it and get a stain on it, which, I mean, I guess I could wash out, but it's kind of getting worn. I've worn it so much. I love this coat. So if you're looking for a coat for, like I told Caroline this the other day because when we were walking out, her husband Mike said to me on Halloween, he goes, I love that coat. I told Caroline, go buy him one of those coats, Caroline. They're expensive, but they're not that expensive. And I said, this is my favorite coat. One of the things I love about it, like when you're out and about, if I don't want to carry a bag, like look, it has these pockets. I can put my wallet and I can put my phone in here and things like that. It's perfect. You know, like when you're going to something like, walking around like Harvest Nights at the Art Museum to see pumpkins, or, you know, whatever, or going to a movie, you don't have to carry a bunch of stuff with you. I think it's fantastic. You put your keys in there and all that kind of stuff. I don't love to have stuff in my jean pockets or my pant pockets. I usually wear jeans, so jeans pockets. But anyway, that's Cinepro. So I called them and I left them a message. I didn't expect them to call me back that quickly. They called me back today. In between me I'm calling them, and I talked about it on my video, and I explained what was going on, and that somebody had reached out to me. I got so many comments from people and a lot of DMs from people. I got one comment from somebody that was a pharmacist or a pharmacist assistant or something that said that is a huge side effect, and a lot of people have that side effect or complaint, I think, side effect from that as well. A lot of other people said that they had experienced the same thing. A lot of people said that they had to have changed medications and whatever. So that was really helpful. I just want you to know, and I think like that's a consistent story. So like that helped me a lot, right? So my doctor's nurse called me today. I called her back, and she was like, I looked at your chart, and what he said to you was that your blood pressure had like gotten so good that you don't need to take the medication anymore. You're on 5 milligrams, and that for you to reduce it, because I said something to him about going to 2.5, and he said there's really no point. Like, you're either going to take 5 or 10, or like it's not really doing anything for you if you cut it in half, because you can, but like you might as well just stop taking it. And I said, okay. And I said, so what if she goes, I think you can just stop taking it tomorrow. He already said it in July, you know? And I explained to her that my neurologist had wanted me to keep on taking it because he thought, like, he didn't think I needed it. He was just like, why stop? Don't you love the sound of a plane? I mean, sometimes it annoys me, but like, it's a helicopter. There's been a lot of helicopters going over my house lately. Earlier I wore the Front of Me sweatshirt in my drama video, but I pulled out the pink sweatshirt for this. And I have to, here's my honest moment. This pink sweatshirt I washed was with a bunch of new band t-shirts I got from Amazon, and the entire bottom half of it is like stained, you guys. Like the t-shirt's rubbed off one and it won't come off. Does anybody know a trick to get that off? It's like all like, it looks blue, but it's like the black stain on the bottom of it. So I can't wear it out anymore and things like that. Hey, how are you? Good, I like your hat. I know, it's cold. What was I gonna say? Oh, so yeah, so that's what happened to the sweatshirt. But the sweatshirt's so comfy, so I'll still obviously keep on wearing it. But, so she called me back, and I said, I explained to her about my neurologist, and she was like, well, did your neurologist tell you, because I said they work together, she was like, did he tell you that you have to keep on taking it? And I said, no, he just was like, why stop taking it if it's working for you? And she was like, okay, but if your blood pressure has improved that much, there's no reason to take the blood pressure medication. Your blood pressure had improved that much, and Dr. So-and-so said it wasn't because of the blood pressure medication, it was because of the loss of weight. And she's like, have you continued to lose weight? And I said, yeah, I'm kind of stagnant now, but she said, so you've held steady? And I said, oh yeah, like she said her weight where I was in July, and I'm actually 5 pounds less than that. She goes, so you've lost weight since your last appointment? And I said, yeah. And she said, yeah, he just wanted you to continue to either stay stagnant or lose more weight to stay off the blood pressure medication. And she goes, I said, okay, so I can stop taking it? She goes, yeah. I said, well, what if I just like, she started laughing. Because I get so nervous about this stuff, right? And I said, what if I stop taking it for the next month or two? She goes, you can stop taking it indefinitely. She goes, it's fine to stop taking it. I go, okay, so should I just keep on taking my blood pressure? She goes, yeah, that would be fine, but your blood pressure is probably fine. She goes, but keep taking your blood, because we have a real easy blood pressure machine in there. She goes, just keep taking your blood pressure. She was like laughing. She was so sweet on the phone. She was like, if it gets high again, then come in and we'll reevaluate it. I go, okay. I think it makes me so nervous because when I was in the hospital after the accident, and they said it was directly related to my weight, that they could not get my blood pressure under control, and my heart rate was like, I mean, it was like heart attack central, and they just couldn't control it at all. And so I think it scares me so much to fall back into that again. I'm not eating super healthy. I have lost weight. I've stayed kind of stagnant at the same weight for the last couple of months, but it's not, I'm not super active, I'm not doing anything. I think the older I get, the fear of a heart attack and things like that is something that's scary to me, and something that I need to be conscious of. So, but she was like, yeah, she's like, I think that, anybody should continue to take their blood pressure. She was like, and if it starts getting high again, she goes, come in here and we'll talk about it. I said, okay. I think my next appointment with him is I think it's in December or January. I think it's in the beginning of January. I see him like every 6 months. Yeah, it'd be like January. So yeah, so that went well. And then I'm going to call my neurologist and tell him that I stopped taking the medicine too. I think, yeah, so yeah, so that's where we're at with the lisinopril situation. When I looked online and I read about it online, it said it takes like a month I think it said like it takes like a month for the cough to go away. So I don't expect the cough to go away tomorrow. But like I said, like when I lay down and I go to, it stopped. I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, but with the lisinopril specifically, but keep on kicking this. But when I lay down to go to bed, that's when it's worse. It's almost like when I'm on my back, it's the worst. It's like my throat itches so bad, and like I could get really. I mean, I am like not like. I mean, I know this is so gross. It's kind of like TMI, but like I get so phlegmy. It's like this total sinus drip, right? Drainage. And it's like all in the back of my throat, and it's like as soon as I lay down, it's part of the reason I think why I can't sleep, if you want to know the truth, because I'm going into the bathroom and I'm spitting this stuff out, I'm blowing my nose, and I'm just constantly like, God, my throat itches so bad, my throat, like then I'm coughing, and it's just really bad. So it's really when I sleep at night, you know, I mean, to the point where I'm like waking Alex up and stuff like that. So we'll see. I stopped taking it November 9th, so we'll see where we're at around November 9th. We'll see where I'm at around December 9th to see if it's like gotten any better or where we're at and things like that. I hope I am. So yeah, so as last night we watched The Real Housewives. I don't know what order we watched them in. I think we watched them Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Real Housewives of Miami, and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I think that's the order we watched them. We wanted to watch Beverly Hills, then Miami, but I don't remember. And then we watched something else. Oh, then we had 2 episodes of the Kardashians to watch, and so we watched 5 episodes last night of shows. And then Alex wanted to watch clips from BravoCon, but you have to like buy the BravoCon pass or something. So he wants to buy the BravoCon pass and watch it this weekend. So we might do that this weekend. And then he went to bed, and that was late. It was like 12:30 or something like that. I wanted to see the Big Brother finale so bad. I'm not going to spoil any shows for you, okay? I wanted to watch the Big Brother finale so bad. Okay, so let me just tell you. We started watching shows last night at like 7:30. I was like so scared to get online. I was scared to look at comments on my videos. I was scared to get on Twitter or anywhere because I didn't want anybody DMing me, tweeting out. I didn't want to see any tweets. I didn't want anybody commenting on my videos or anywhere that who won Big Brother, right? So I had to just completely stay off my phone, which was actually really good for me. So like we're watching these shows, I'm like, my phone's sitting over here. I always put it like on the arm of the chair. Of the armchair, and so I like this part of it, you know, but I had it over there and I just kept on looking at it, like I wanted to pick it up so bad, but I was like, no, because like, you know, when there's like boring parts of the Housewives and stuff like that, or they're Kardashians. Actually, okay, this whole thing, I know that she gets made so much fun of it, but like this whole thing where Kim Kardashian is going and working with people that are wrongfully convicted and things like that, like she is really passionate about it. Like when you really hear the story and you hear why she did it and all that kind of stuff, like it is like really inspiring. It really is cool, you know. Yeah, it was like, I don't know, that part of the whole this week's episode was really neat to me. Why does Kendall seem like the smartest one in the entire group to me? Anyway, we'll save that for my reality TV show. But anyway, channel. I said no spoilers. Well, I mean, Kim talks about her reform, working on reform and prison change stuff all the time, or prison reform stuff all the time. So anyway, so then I came out here and I watched Big Brother like immediately. It was 2 hours, but I think like by then, I was also waiting for it to be after midnight because then it would be on Paramount, and then I could watch it without commercials or not have to fast forward through the commercials or the ads. And so, or the commercials, do we call them commercials or do we call them ads today? I feel like ads are like print ads and commercials are like on TV. Anyway, so I watched it, and I have to tell you, like, I don't know, like I was so ready for it to be over, and then when it was over, I was like crying my eyes out. I just was like, oh my God, like this was, I mean, it really was a journey. I mean, I know for all of them, but like I watched it this whole summer, like, or it started late this summer, you know. I like watched the whole thing, and I was like, I was so committed to it. I just kind of felt like the end of an era to me, like watching the show last night. I know, you know, but anyway, the speeches and stuff like that were just like, there were some of them that just were really meaningful to me, and I don't know, I cried. So I watched that. Then I watched the last 2 episodes of Welcome to Plathville. Okay, so I'm like so totally back into this Welcome to Plathville thing. I will say this, and I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but like, if you watch Welcome to Plathville, does anybody agree with me on this one? Like, do you guys kind of feel like to some degree, like, I think that Ethan Plath, like, I feel like he has no concept of his own marriage or his wife whatsoever. I really feel bad. And a lot of people, like, when I say this, they're like, well, you'd have to watch last season. I mean, I've watched enough of it to know how Olivia interacted with the family in the past and their issues with her. And I'm not saying that she is the perfect person, right? But, like, her saying she's, you know, certain things that she's saying and whatever, it's like, she's literally, like, crumbling in front of his eyes, and he does not care as his wife, you know? And then he's like, oh, yeah, but we're talking about having kids, and I hope that we work things out. And I'm like, she's literally crumbling right in front of you, okay? Like, be somewhat empathetic about your wife, whether you guys aren't going to stay together or you are, or you're not, whatever. Like, at least be somewhat empathetic, you know? He's talking about how their beliefs are so different, and they all want to get together and sing, and, oh, you know, we used to be good Christians, and blah, blah, blah. Well, this is what bothers me so much about a lot of people. Not everybody. Like, I know my fair share of good Christians out there. Trust me, I do, that are good people. But it's always kind of like these... I don't know, the fringe element of it, that, like, they want to preach how they live their lives, but then they don't treat people very well in their own lives. You know, it's just interesting to me. And then, well, this is a spoiler, but not really. Did anybody catch that he called his mom Kim? I thought that was interesting, to his dad. He goes, oh, so Kim's living in an apartment? I was like, oh, so now all of a sudden you're not calling her Kim? You've called her your mom through the entire show, but now to your dad you're calling her Kim? I don't know, it just seems so weird to me, like... Ethan's view of women is very interesting to me, of his own wife, you know? And it's like, you get married, do you not realize that people are going to evolve and change in your own relationship? They're not going to stay the same person, you know? I thought her discussion, go and watch the episode if you watch it. Her discussion about her wedding vows and what they meant to her and what they mean to her today was so interesting to me. Especially, like, you know... when I was having this discussion, or we were having this discussion with Fufu and Jesse about, like, what they wanted their wedding vows to be and all this kind of stuff, and like, they really put a lot of thought and effort into it because the words meant so much to them. And I think sometimes people just, like, say those words mindlessly, and what they, you know, like, they were very important to us with Alex and I's vows of what we said, and we did not say traditional vows, you know? We made our own vows up. And I loved what Olivia said by that, you know? I feel sorry for her. I mean, we already know, if you watch the new stuff, and I've already reported this on my reality TV channel, they've split up. Ethan and Olivia are not together anymore. But to watch it unfold, is it, like, raining out there? I mean, that's my candle, but is it, like, raining out there? Doesn't look like it. It's a pretty evening. It can't be snowing. It sounds like snow. It sounds like it's, like, hitting the leaves. It's so light, you guys probably can't hear it. It's either like the leaves blowing, but I don't think that's what it is. It sounds like you can tell the difference. I don't see anything falling. But anyway, to see it unfold in real time and him to just not care at all, I don't know that if I was Olivia I could watch it back. I think it would be too painful, you know? Some of my breakups, my last breakup was really hard, and I think... you know, it led me to where I'm at today with Alex, and so I'm grateful for what I learned from that relationship. But that was still a painful breakup, you know? Whether or not we're civil with each other today, it was still hurtful. It was still painful for both of us. I have relived that enough in my head as just losing a best friend. I don't know that I would want to be able to see that on TV. Like, I think that would be too much for me, you know what I mean? So I watched 2 episodes of Plathville, and then I watched... The Golden Bachelor, and at that point it was like 5:30 in the morning, and I was like, okay, you've got to go to bed. I did something else too. I watched one other show. Well, I was gonna start watching Love Island games or Love Games or whatever, but, like, I thought it was like every week was an episode released, but the whole season is already out on Peacock. So I might go in there and watch it. I might watch one episode. Oh, I know what I watched. My cousin Caroline told me to watch a show. I'm calling her out, okay? My cousin Caroline told me to watch a show. She's like, you gotta watch the show because it is so weird, okay? And she's like, but it's too much. It's so weird. And she's like, just watch, like, one episode or part of one episode and see what you think, okay? So the show is called, it's on HBO Max. It's called Naked Attractedness or Naked Attraction or something. Have you all seen the show? It's like the show based in the UK. So it's like a woman or a man, and they come out there, or, you know, and then... Like, some of them are heterosexual, some of them are, you know, part of the LGBT community and all that kind of stuff. And they'll come out there, and it's like, you know, like a woman looking for a man, or a woman looking for a woman, or vice versa, all that kind of stuff, right? And it's like 6 people. Okay, so she or he comes out there, and they're like in a box, or they're like dressed, right? And then 6 people come out, and I am not a prude, okay, about nudity, sex scenes, and that kind of stuff. I am not a prude. I feel like I'm getting more prudish the older I get, but, like, I'm not, like, obviously a prude. Like, you know, married, romanticals, the whole 9. Okay, like, you know, have conversations with my friends. I'm very open to all that stuff, always have been. I don't have a hard time with all that kind of stuff. Okay, so I'm watching this show. So the person comes out, and they're, like, wanting to date somebody. So what they do is, it's a completely naked person standing in this box. And the box kind of, like, goes up, and then they show, like, from their waist down, so you get to see their, like, private parts and stuff like that. And then it goes up, and you see their chest, like, from their neck down, and you see their face, and they talk, and whatever, and they have to eliminate one person each stage. There's another Amazon truck coming down. This will probably be for me. Is it for me? I hear them stopping. I think they went down the other way. What is with the Amazon? No Amazon today. So anyway, they literally go up. The first episode, the first part of this episode is this woman, and she is like dating 6 guys. They literally go up, and they're like pointing right to like these people's like penises, these men's penises, and they're like, this one guy, like, it's so weird, you guys. You want to talk about a show I would not recommend? Okay, it's not even about that. It's just weird, okay? The show is just weird. It's just a weird show. I just am like, I was like, I cannot believe that Caroline even had me invest 5 minutes into this show. I mean, I literally did not even make, I just like, I got to the part where it was like down to the final 2 guys in the first part, and then like I fast forwarded to see who she picked, and it showed them 2 on a date. And after that, I was like, I cannot be doing this anymore. Like, I fast forwarded to the next part, and I think it was a woman, and she was picking from women, and I just was like, I cannot do this anymore. Like, this is too much for me. Listen, I'm good. I'm all about, like, a good nudity, full frontal in a movie or something like that, okay? But this is weird. Like, this is weird, okay? And this woman, it was so interesting because she was, like, getting rid of these guys, and this is what killed me about it, right? Like, she would so get rid of the guy, and she would even say it, like, oh, I don't like his belly, like, he's really soft around the belly, and that's not somebody I would typically date, right? But then when the woman would ask her why she eliminated him, she would say, well, I don't like his stance. I'm like, girl, it has nothing to do with his stance. It has to do with his full-ass belly, and you just don't want to say that on national television, but you already did 3 minutes ago, right? I don't know. The show is so weird, and then these people are like, oh, well, like, I just felt like if, you know, you only live once and this is really I mean, yeah, true, we do, but you gotta go on a TV show naked and date somebody? Like, it was just weird to me. I just thought it was so weird. I don't know. I know that there's people out there that are like, I'm full-on nudist. Hey, do you, okay? Do you? I ain't coming to visit you at no nudist camp. It was just weird to me. I just was like, I cannot. So I stopped watching that show, and then I can't remember what I started watching after that. Oh, I started watching the beginning of Winter House. Because season 3 is on right now. There's 3 episodes out, so I'm trying to catch up on that. So this weekend's going to be the weekend of me catching up on shows. I still have 2 episodes of 90 Day Fiancé before Sunday to catch up on. And then I have Potomac to catch up on, because I've never watched Potomac before. So I've got Potomac to catch up on, and I've got 90 Day Fiancé to catch up on. That's really the only show I have. 90 Day Fiancé is the only show that I'm consistently or currently watching I need to catch up on. So I've got that. And then I have, well, like Love After Lockup comes out tonight. And then 90 Day Fiancé and The Garden come out on Sunday. And that's it. So I'm doing okay. I'm like caught up on all of my shows this week. I can't believe it. Oh, House of Villains. Alex and I watch that together. So we might watch that tonight before we watch a movie. That's like the only one that I'm not caught up on. But like there's like shows that I watch with Alex and there's shows that I don't. So yeah. And there was a big surprise announcement at the end of Big Brother last night about something else that's coming out, but I won't spoil it for nobody. I didn't listen to any of my audiobook last night. I wanted to, but I didn't. I think I'm going to do that for a little bit while I watch my drama video back and post it. And then, look, I have these sweatpants on with these Ugg boots. Doesn't it look like leggings? Like, this is such an Indiana look, like leggings with boots. This is literally Like, this is an Indiana look. Okay, this is like every like college girl in Indiana. Leggings. I mean, these aren't leggings. They're like these like light sweatpants that I got. But like leggings and like Ugg boots and a fleece jacket. That's like every girl in college in Indiana. Not every girl, but you know, like the sorority girl kind of look. And then underneath it, they have their sorority sweatshirt on that says like Pi Beta Phi. I'll be a Pi Phi all my life until the day I die. I wouldn't be a Kappa, to G or Alpha Chi. Be a Pi Beta Phi. Pi Phi misses, Pi Phi kisses, sweetest of them all. All those days of my mom and her Pi Phi sisters staying over for weekends, having Pi Phi cookie shines, singing those songs. I'll never forget them. And then my dad, we are the marching Fiji men. Yeah, I was never in a fraternity. Imagine why. That's funny. I have a lot of gay friends of mine that were in fraternities. My husband wanted to go to Butler University so bad and be in a fraternity because he was like, I love that campus. It is a gorgeous campus. My mom got her master's degree from there. And then my parents actually had their wedding reception at Holcomb Gardens at Butler University, which I also included in my book. So yeah, that's like where like the first kiss happens in my book is Holcomb. I think it's at Holcomb Gardens. Or no, maybe that's when Danny gets a dog. They take it to Holcomb Gardens and he's running around. I can't remember. There's a whole scene at Clues Hall, which is like the concert hall there and stuff like that. It don't matter. But anyway, yeah. I know a lot of gay guys that were in fraternities. Like a lot. I mean, not like gay-centered fraternities, but like fraternities like Fiji and stuff like that, you know? And a lot of them, like Alex's age, that actually came out to the fraternity brothers when they were in the fraternity, and their fraternity brothers were completely welcoming and nice to them, you know, which I don't think you would expect. I don't know that in my era, my generation, that I think that would have flown. Flying is not a word. I gotta get off this vlog. Listen, y'all, I gotta get off this vlog. I can't even say what I need to say, okay? I can't keep flying. Flying is a word, but flying, F-L-Y-N, that is not a word. Okay, don't ever use that in a sentence. It's like I got this argument with my brother-in-law Fufu years ago about goodist. And I said something about, he said goodist, and I go, goodist is not a word. And he like literally looked it up, and I think goodist is a word, actually. I think he proved me wrong. Anyway, I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Friday and a fantastic beginning to your weekend. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Be kind to one another. Be respectful to one another. Love one another a little bit more. But most importantly, be kind and love yourselves a little bit more, because it all starts with you. And if you're kinder to yourself and you love yourself a little bit more, then you'll be kinder and you'll love others more as well. Enjoy your weekend. Just have a good time. And, you know, just relax. All right? And yeah, that's it. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you.